Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, along with co-host James Mason. Good morning, James. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Todd. I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing fine. You are you trying to give us a grumpy look today?
That's how I feel. I feel grumpy today.
Well, you and I talked in the pre-market about there's a lot of reasons why we could be grumpy for a lot of different reasons.
Mm-hmm. Like I was actually just thinking when the countdown was going on, I was like, man, I do feel grumpy. I feel kind of aggressive too, you know. But then I started thinking, I was like, my grumpy face is actually the same face as my happy face, so no one can really tell.
That's not true. That's not true.
Oh man,
it's funny that you think that your grumpy and happy face are the same in one, but they're not.
No, but there are times like Maggie has asked me, and she's like, when that person said that to you, like why didn't you like acknowledge them or like give any kind of like social cue? I was like, I smiled at them, and she's like, no, you didn't. Like I just have a straight look on my face. But sometimes I do feel like I'm smiling, and I apparently just have a resting bitch face or something.
Well, we all know that if a certain ticker would do their freaking job, we would see less grumpy faces and more happy faces.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No doubt about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I don't feel like. Actually, I don't feel like talking about that ticker. I'll start ranting. Actually, I'm actually in a positive mood about it, to be honest, with them overall.
Well, let me share my thought I shared this morning. They're at that bio conference in San Diego this week. It kicked off yesterday. So this is a bio conference where they're meeting with other people in the industry, companies in the industry to look for partnering opportunities. And we know that they are a company that's looking for partnering opportunities before this conference was even, we knew they were going there. So I think this is a positive sign. I'm hoping, I use the word hope here, that we're going to hear some positive news either end of this week or early next week about some of the relationships that they might be cultivating during this time.
And for me, I could honestly give a shit about any of that. Bob, where's my fucking money? That's how I feel about it. Oh man. Hey, well, hold on. There's a comment. Let's see, Todd. Hold on, I gotta marquee it. Look at the tan Todd is rocking. Yes, we we stripped Todd naked yesterday and gave him a spray tan.
Well,
why do you look so tan?
Because I'm outside all day setting up tents it's this tent season.
Okay.
So I mean, literally, I'm outside. I'm not going to pull my sleeves up, but I have white here and tan here. So, and I tan easy. I really do. I tan up pretty good, pretty quick.
All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and get into. There ain't shit. So pre-market. All right. So Dow Futures is currently up 100 points. S&P 500 is currently up 19 points. I do expect that we start to see a bounce today. I was kind of expecting to see it yesterday, and we started to see it, but it just can't hold up. It pulled back a little bit more, but we have recouped some of them losses overall in the market. But short term, I do expect to see a bounce in the market. It may or may not consolidate. I don't think it's going to be a V-shaped recovery. But then again, I won't know until I know. But I do still feel like we have one more leg down in the market. So here was yesterday, and you can't see the line, but there's a little faint line right here. This is where we currently are pre-market. I do think we're going to kind of have a little bounce here, maybe come up, test these numbers somewhere close, and then we roll over, giving it one more leg down. How long will that take? I don't know. if for some reason the market did bounce and actually recover and do a V-shaped recovery, I couldn't tell you why it would. It would defy all logic, but that's the stock market. So yeah, that's pretty much just a quick rundown, and we hit this pretty deeply yesterday. There's no sense of really digging back into it because we're still just waiting to see, really. So another quick breakdown for the SPY, and that's pretty much it. Let's see, Rod, do I ever watch DXY for market direction? No, sir. I don't watch the dollar or anything like that. Or is that's a fund? Ain't that a fund based off the dollar? Let's see. For sure. Okay, so U.S. dollar currency index. Yeah, I don't ever watch that. Let's see. Hold on, I'm going through comments. Let's see. HUSA, is it going to run again? I know I've said this a couple times already, but I'm surprised that HUSA just has not been crushing it overall.
There's one running right now.
Yeah, I mean it's pushing up nice. Really for me, it's going to be the break above this $8.60 range. So right there. But I really wouldn't get my hopes up too much on this. If you guys remember back in the past, like weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, I spoke about this setup. And I've actually spoken about this setup a lot of times where we'll see this astronomical run and then it pulls back. And I was talking about, waiting for that consolidation. And a lot of times it bounces off that 86-100 EMA. And then what I do is usually go halfway from our target price. We've already achieved that. So for me, like this setup, like I don't see a current setup unless if I'm waiting for that break above 860. But then again, like we have a lot of risk at that point. We're honestly just so soon from to be doing this push when we had this astronomical push back here. So mid-March we had that push, and now mid-July we're having this push. I think it's just going to get beat down and pull back. But the company overall, I'm really surprised they have not just like mooned with the whole Ukrainian and Russian fiasco going on. Like this company stands to gain a lot from all of that. That's why I can't wrap my mind around. And when I did alert this a couple months ago, and I took a loss on this one. I think the loss was actually when I entered it the second time, but when I was trading this thing after the alert had triggered, it really is just like kind of weird how everything was going on. Oil just had started pushing up, and they get hammered by the bears. But it is what it is. So that's the setup, and that's really the reason why. If you ever hear the saying, the charts don't lie, it's because they don't. Whatever that's happens true on the chart is the truth. It's factual. So while oil and everything else was like going up, and while I felt like this should go up, it was also one of the reasons, like from experience, like I just know better than to really hold something for too long. When just, I don't know, kind of certain things happen. It's just like a feel, I guess. But like the day that I traded this and ended up taking a loss on it, I didn't try to chase it because I felt like with everything that was going on, like that ticker right here or this ticker right here should have just took off running, and it didn't. And when something like that happens, there's something going on behind the scenes that you can't tell. So here we are with ticker HUSA, and it's really not looking like a great setup. But if I was going to trade this, which I don't have no plans to at the moment, it would really just be a smaller position at the break above 860 to see if we can get that momentum. But I'd be so quick to either take profits or have that stop loss in. Todd, do you have any thoughts on that or anything?
I was going to say, take a look at ticker INDO. It's another energy stock that's running this morning. So maybe energy stocks are making a move this morning. And you also mentioned about the charts don't lie. You and I talked about Redbox this morning, like what it did yesterday. Sometimes you have to go to the chart and then try to reverse engineer and figure out why it did what it did. Like it makes no sense. There's no news for Redbox, but again, the chart doesn't lie. So something was happening. And you have to try to piece that together.
Well, I mean, with Redbox, they had a solid catalyst. Like they broke 100 rentals for the month, and no one even uses Redbox anymore. Oh man, no one uses Redbox. Like it's surprising, to be honest.
Yeah, well, GameStop was surprising a year and a half ago too. Like we couldn't figure that one out.
All right, so here's ticker INDO. Man, this stock does not look good at all. So when this thing officially came onto my radar, it was back around $7, and someone brought it up to me, and I was just like, "No, this is shit stock, shit company." And while I'm not wrong about that, I am not wrong about it. It is a shit company. There is a difference between it being, a shit company and whatever the hell the stock market is going to do with the stock. It's two different worlds. Now, a lot of times it does correlate, but there are those times correlation just does not matter. With like what's going on within the company. So, shit company, but the stock still decided to run from when I was looking at around 7 on up here to $87. That's crazy. Short squeeze and then FOMO on top of it. I mean, that's what happened. So we can see what has went on down here, and I'm kind of surprised that we have went this long and actually have not had a decent push up. Now, for me with this setup, because it is in the free fall below that 86-100 EMA, I would be, even though we're having a nice little gap up today, I would be concerned with trying to go long underneath that 86-100 EMA. Me personally, I'd have to wait until we got back above those values. And I know people will be like, yeah, but instead of paying $16 for it, you can get it at $9-10 a share. Well, the thing is, like, the momentum was pointing downward. I mean,
there's no guarantee it's going back to 16. So
exactly,
yeah.
Like I can get it all
at 4.
I can get it all day at $9-10 here, and then probably at $4 in the future. So for this setup right here, like I'd personally just have to wait it out, let it break back above that 86 EMA before considering it. But the setup overall, I don't like this setup. So that's just what I currently see for ticker INDO.
All right.
Man, you can tell the market is dead when people don't even have comments about stocks.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot there.
So Brian Ashford, for ticker CENN, let's see, I know it's a long hold, but do you look at these PRs as building the foundation? Both, to be honest with you, both of them. Really, every company out there, if you have a good PR company, you're going to fluff your articles. Now, there is that to what extent are you going to fluff it? To where if you're going to fluff it to where it just makes you look corny. Yeah, that's not a good look. But the whole point of having a PR rep in your company or department, just depending on how big your company is, but the whole point of having PR is to fluff up your news. And so with their stuff, yeah, it is a lot of fluff, but at the same time, it's just what they have to do. Like building these factories and whatnot. It's standard stuff for their industry, for their business. But if you can get a decent PR out on it and maybe pump up your stock price, shit, why not?
They also have to have. Brian's making a comment here about POAI. You also have to have a company that's willing to give you information to work with too. You just can't have a good PR company because their hands are tied until they get it through legal and the proper channels before they can send it out.
With a lot of these, for a lot of these attorneys, and I don't know if anything has changed or whatnot, but I never realized how many, when something goes through legal for their PRs, I didn't realize how they put every word under a microscope. Every single word is seriously thought out and planned. It's you can't use this word, but you can use this word. And I don't know, just say the shit. Like, are we curing cancer or not? If we're going to talk about predictive, are we curing cancer or not? And me, if I was going to write that damn PR, I'd be like, are we curing cancer or not? No, because we're not in the process of curing cancer. We already cured cancer. That's what I would say. And everybody would be like, what? And then boom, $100 a share. And then I just come out and be like, April Fools.
Well, the good news with that story is that when you're spending time in the big house, you'd have a lot of money if you hit it very well to take care of yourself when you're in prison.
Oh shit, that'd only be like 36 months. But man, if you make 50 million, it might be worth 36 months.
I can't imagine anything being worth 36 months in prison.
If I didn't have a daughter, I would. Not even gonna lie about it. It's worth 50 million bucks. Shit. I could do 36 months in a heartbeat.
All right. We're under 10 minutes to the market.
All right. Man, it ain't nothing going on. Not even in large caps.
Large caps are slow. Mid caps are slow. Small caps are slow.
Mm-hmm. The market is in just full control of the algorithm right now. So, I mean, with that being said, like you guys know how this algorithm is in the stock market. That's where all your volatility comes in at. I mean, we're going to see these massive, bearish days, and then you're going to get a massive bullish day. And it's all in the name of just killing premiums and options and making people sell.
Yeah.
So let's go and wrap it up right there, Todd. Since there really ain't much more to talk about. All right. I just want to double check. All right. I don't see nothing new. So, all right, everybody. With that being said, we appreciate y'all tuning in today, and we will catch y'all in the next one.